see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me to take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. Body be dripping and sandy, part of my nose with that fancy. Money on me, I got plenty. Hundreds, 50s, and 20s. Stay set.
I think Mo is like, he's, I think he's your typical kid who grows up in the hood, you know, but has these ambitions and wants to, you know, always thinks that they deserve better than what they have, you know, or what they've achieved, you know. I mean, in a nutshell, I'd say he's this kid who he's got big ideas and he thinks that he can achieve his dreams, but there's always something that hinders that, you know, like the adversities of growing up in the hood, you know.
Pickle is a 26-year-old educated dropout who is also an infinite pothead. She loves marijuana. She genuinely believes in the health-related positive things that have to do with marijuana. She genuinely believes in the benefits of CBD, THC, but she's a dropout and she doesn't have much to do but smoke weed. So she comes off as stupid, but she's actually not.
Hola. Really?
Hello? I can hear you breathing.
I think Mo and Tandi's relationship is like, it just happens, you know, haphazardly, you know, because it's like he's Dill and his best friends, Dill and Pickle, kidnap her and then she just appears in his bedroom, right? So she literally like comes out of nowhere. So it's like that relationship started out of nowhere, right? You know, he comes into the house and there she is there and it kicks off, right? So at first it's she's scared, he's scared, you know, and he doesn't know what's happening, and then he finds out that it's his friends that did it, and now it's a different thing. Now we have to get out of the situation, but I think that's where then the relationship develops, right?
At this very moment,
That I wrote as well.
My favorite thing on the actual set, which I think was pretty cool so far, is when we managed to stage some really impressive sequences with our cast. We managed to pull off some really long, like difficult takes, just in terms of the challenge of their performance and keeping it going. And yeah, seeing them bring that out was just really rewarding.
I want their head.
I think Mo realized for the first time that he's in love with Thandi when he sees how brave she is, you know, because in everything that they go through, I mean, it's a lot, right? It's like they go through, I mean, it's gunfire, it's running away from this like big kingpin, you know, so I mean, there's a lot of danger and the stakes are high, but the way that she handles herself in that situation is when Mo is like, becomes, love struck with her.
She's not the one to be your successor. If you want to build a legacy, I'm a vice or it's almost once. Because, she's a fucking headache. Yes!
Shoot that!
I love that Zaza is a complete badass. The only thing that I resonate with Zaza is her confidence and her assertiveness. But she's got a very foul mouth. I've got a very clean mouth, so it was a bit challenging for me. I really love doing tragedy, but action has won me over.
It's playing a cop in this, dirty cop. Thabo is a part of me as well, you know? I have that strict line in persona, you know what I mean? And clumsiness. Would you want to answer that for me?
Are you sure you want me to share?
Can she answer that for me?
So we did an action scene and there was a lot of guns on set, and my good friend here was not listening when the armory guy was telling us that the weapons are live. So the camera starts rolling. and they go action. And then literally he went from being Thabo to Nhlanhla. The way he ran off, like somebody said, there was no cop in that running.
It was a shock of my life. I was not expecting any gun blazing next to my ear.
My name is Sydney Manbaga is Ndhlovu, play Dill. It's the people that relatable with the people that we know. Coming from, judging from where we come from with our background, there is a Dill, there's a Pickle in every street, you know. So they were accessible characters.
My name is Sello Sebotsane. I play the character of Lebo, #the lion. And he will do anything to get what he wants. You know, he's very, 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 very dangerous.
Whatever happens next.
Yeah, now I'm 40.
No, I was gonna say just follow my lead.
Yeah. Now make sure
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never
33 Films aims to tell exciting, profound, South African-centric stories through a heavy stylized genre format that will appeal to international and local audiences.
That's the first and foremost objective we have when we set out to make any movie. With this particular one, what was nice about it, Soweto is an iconic township. Lots has happened there, it's historically rich. And we just thought it would be nice to take a very low-level crime type of story. You know, it's petty in many ways. And to some degree, you know, just being able to highlight and showcase the township with the characters that operate within that space, you know. And yeah, when we put it together, it was just how do you bring the various ingredients that would make for an entertaining film, some humor, laughter, and yeah, just crazy characters that show us a little bit of who South Africa is in that part of the world. In terms of how these characters within Soweto Blaze came together, I think it was amazing. I think that it was interesting to see just, you know, as South Africans, we just have common experiences and we have things that just sort of fit and make sense to us. And something like coming home to a girl tied up and gagged and left in your bedroom, you would think that's a pretty extreme situation to walk into. And yet when you look at the way Mo kind of handles that, and there's almost a weird sense of like not surprised, you know, that has he experienced this before? Like, you know, is this a common occurrence that one doesn't have outrage to it? You know, there's almost a sense of expectedness to his response. And even with his friends and knowing that they were the schemers behind this, what went on to become very funny moments as he confronted them, and they weren't inclined to be like flabbergasted by his, by his dissatisfaction with what they've done. They turned it into funny moments. You know, they found this all to be very hilarious, and that he wasn't seeing, as they say, the bigger picture, but that, you know, it was they were on point with this thing. And I think it all really speaks to, again, like I say, the South Africanness of things. You know, I can't imagine a film like this set in somewhere in the United States where everything's appalling to those people, like, you know, and here we just have a sense of like, yeah, that's South Africa for you, you know, and the characters truly speak to that and show us that in the various exploits that they get up to in the film, I think.
So this film is probably one of my biggest projects I've done in a while. Probably the longest project that I've shot on location in a while. Very difficult project to do, but we have a fantastic team of people. We managed to get through all these millions of scenes that we've been shooting over the past 16 days. So today is probably our last day, I think, if I'm mistaken. So it's been tough, it's been rough, but it's been a lot of fun. I think one of the reasons why Netflix and the NFEF wanted this film is because it showcases Soweto, obviously, as a whole, its culture, because it's a petri dish of all South African cultures, whether white, black, Indian, coloured, they all culminate in Soweto, and you get to see South Africa in its fullest form, in its fullest flavour. And this film kind of gives you a bit of those snippets of what Soweto is really all about. It gives you an idea of what is South Africa and stuff like that. So it's quite an important and integral piece of the film, but also of South African culture, South African identity internationally as well, and something that a lot of South Africans identify themselves with. You know, when you say you come from Soweto, the entire world is like, oh my gosh, do you know Mandela? And you're like, no, not really. But it carries that weight. It's got the brand, it's got the rich history because of, obviously, the very youth month that we're shooting in currently. Everything happened here.
We are looking to foster we are excited to help with the skills development programs and educate some of the young students and younger people that are interested in filmmaking and production and give them a on-the-ground taste of what the day-to-day lifestyle is of being in a film production.
Having to share my knowledge with the youth and having to spare a little bit of a minute just to get the kids to understand the set architect, the set rules, the camera that we are using, why we're using this kind of a light. For me, I think the information was well expanded, well shared, that if you come from this film and you say you're with Sansa Capture and you do something wrong, people will say you were never with Sansa Capture.
I think my message to the youth would be, first and foremost, to get in on the ground. I think lots of kids want to be these big things and do these big things, but you only get there after you put in all the hard work, the long hours, the grinding. So for anyone that's trying to break into the industry, no matter what kind of field it is, whether it's in post-production, pre-production, on screen, get in on the ground, get in on film sets, be an intern, volunteer. And that's what the guys upstairs notice, is don't chase that paycheck. Just get in, do the work, and the paycheck will come.
Take those kind of opportunities, however little they may seem, and make the most of it. 12 hours on a film set is 12 hours to network with the right people, to make friends, to gather information, and to really give yourself the kind of networking opportunity that will carry you as you try to, forge your own way.
Myself and my drone team are doing all the aerial shots for this production. It's been a really cool shoot so far. Lots of very creative, dynamic shots, especially the use of the drones, using some FPV drones. This location has been especially fun. Lots of shooting, lots of blood, lots of drone shots.
We create the worlds.
Yes. Bring it to life.
We bring the worlds to life. Like, pretty much everything people see in each frame is, I guess, designed by the art department, on a production design level, so that each frame looks a certain way. It's representing whatever message needs to be portrayed. I think, we kind of create everything.
This is the first really big project for me. At first I felt like, oh my God, I'm in the deep end here, learning so many things. But I think coming onto the set and just meeting all the people who are very passionate about putting this one image together has been a great experience. I've learned a lot.
We're doing a wardrobe and costume design for this movie, Soweto Blaze, originally taking Thandi. It was a bit of a roller coaster in a sense of a learning curve, because I had to learn so many things about films and how different people work in films and how different department works, because this is my second movie. I'm just putting my footprint into the movie scene, in the film scene. And for me, I'm here to learn. That's what it's important.
You know, Soweto, again, being a youth empowerment ambassador of sorts, like somebody who's passionate about young people, being in a place where this horrible history exists of the 76 situation was always something that was in the back of my mind. I know as part of what I did during the shoot here, we did some excursions into Soweto, one of which was at the Hector Peterson Memorial, and learning even more than I'd already known, or being reminded of things that I had known.
It is a very important part of South African identity, culture, and this is really the melting pot of the country.
My first time in Soweto, well, I guess it was a long time ago. I went with some friends to a Shebeen bar/club. There was a lot of beer, there was a lot of dancing, and there was a lot of pub going around.
It's a big culture placeholder in my life. I mean, I grew up in Joburg. Getting the privilege to shoot here consistently for the period of time has honestly been an honor.
Soweto Med is a vibrant place, man. You know, everybody is here, you know. Everyone is using this place, this location for beautiful films and, you know, industry-wise. Soweto is the place now for everything.
I'm very glad to have taken a film like this and produced it in a setting like Soweto, and that's what you get to see in the film. You get to see a lot of areas about Soweto, what Soweto is all about. You get to see the backdrop of Soweto, you get to see the culture, the people, you get to see the textures of Soweto. So I think it's going to be a fantastic film and a very, very unique film in the way that the director is also going to be editing it and stuff like that. So I think we're going to have a fantastic winner on this one.
My hope for what the audience would take away from a movie like this, again, is more on the side of the South African film experience, that we are giving you a 90-minute window into a crazy world in one of South Africa's iconic townships, and that you really just enjoy the characters, enjoy the insights, especially people that may never have been into Soweto, that may have preconceived ideas about Soweto. If they can really see that it's actually a cool place, that it's fun, and that the people out there are just your normal, you know, sort of easygoing South Africans. That's on the filmmaking side, that there's a quality movie that has done that has given you a window into a world you may not have experienced yourself. For the 420 culture-loving audience, I hope they find that we've represented that culture well. I mean, there's a little bit of selling, there's a little bit of consuming in there, there's the reactions and how people are when they are indulging, if you will, in that kind of experience. And I hope that this film will contribute to that culture narrative of 420 and what it's become known as and what it tends to represent, and that we as a film now will have our space within that space.
Am I on camera? Yes. Oh, okay. You look stunning. Thank you. So, where was Brown Dash and his friends? Oh, Brown Dash.
Where was Brown Dash telling his friends? If I actually got the inside information on it. Who needs to know? Because if I'm going to tell you now, everybody's going to know it. Okay, I'm going to tell you where they were chilling. Okay? They were in the tunnel.
Easy. Hey. Hey. So, Brown Dash, where was he with his friends? Where was Brown Dash chilling with his friends?
Wow, these are the big questions, eh? I mean, I could give an answer, but I think something's best in the imagination.
Mr. DIP?
Those apps.
Wait, please. Brown Dash Bekahleli kuphi nabangani bakhe?
Phasi komthuzi welanga.
Brown Dash nabangani bakhe. Beba license.
Yo. No way.